make yourself at home.
May your road lead you to warm sand.
Ever see a clone with an ass like this?
What is that they got smoked for? I think Jill's is waiting for something. Oh. That's what I love about starting stream with you guys, is it's just Russian roulette. Who knows what we're talking about? Sodom Eve. Okay, look. Forgetting to eat implies that maybe you missed like a lunch break here and there. You ate 2 times in 3 days. But dun shh. Well, all right. This one right here. Oh shit, it is muted. God.
Why
am I giant? Make me small again.
Okay, so since
I say the
stream
same thing every day.
has been unmuted and I'm tired, Jill's right here, our local grandmama, is being chewed out because she's eaten twice in 3 days of working 12-hour shifts of going poop mining. She has eaten twice. And not like, okay, I would get it if she can't eat in the middle of it. I get that. I understand that. But like once before and once after on the way home. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for a whole lot, but no, they're just like, I ate twice. Look at me go. But also, look, there's Pondo asleep in the window.
When did they become a bingo hall patron?
I don't know. And it's just...
I ate twice over the weekend. It was horrible. I just couldn't remember to eat ever.
Yeah, there it is. That's me. Jeff's got a perfect me voice now. Apparently, I smoked 3 packs of cigarettes a day for 20 years.
He's that big
My
head.
name's Dr. Girlfriend.
Oh, that works too.
Oh my god, I love Dr. Girlfriend. Yes.
I'm
Oh my
so
god,
lost.
I love Dr. Girlfriend so
I am
much.
so lost. What is happening?
It's from Venture Brothers, you uncultured swine.
Yeah. I'm not surprised that he does not know who that is.
That's the same show Cube's got Riba based off of, right?
Yeah,
Yes, actually,
Okay.
yes.
What do you know? I make some connection. Kind of.
Some... Bev Big Head, yes.
Yep.
Yep.
That was my initial take. Was that this big head?
Close. They're all.
Oh, Rocco.
Boy.
Look,
Well
at
done.
least it got us away from religious talk, right? We were now talking about old cartoons.
Oh
Yep.
right, that.
Let's get back to that. No.
Alright.
And
This
just...
is the part where we play the Dungeons and the Dragons, right?
Yeah, who's doing recap? Not it.
I will. I will, because we need to. Cause I want control over the topic change.
Mine.
Good, because I gotta do it in the big head voice.
Alright, so. Last we left off, the group of thrilling adventurers got their boat out of the customization shop to a pristine new paint job and all that jazz, and it looked beautiful and great and totally not like, it was cool and everyone was happy and everyone died. I mean, what?
Alright, show's over. Bye.
Well, sorry
No,
guys,
but
that's a joke.
they then set off to the Isle Reptilia, looking for a couple of items. One being a very rare type of elemental crystal that was growing on the back of a flail snail. That our barbarian managed to circumvent a major conflict with. Then, once they retrieved their crystals, they went and found a shipwreck of some type of snake-based warship with a giant purple tentacle wrapped around it. And there they found a lost artifact of the Earth Dragon that has now been bestowed upon our cleric. That gives them a couple of abilities, as well as gives them a familiar in the form of a little purple dragon, which you should have their sheet now, by the way.
I do. There they are.
We also fought sharks.
Yeah, you also fought sharks. Sharks are fun.
Shark
They
bait.
swim
Haha.
and they eat.
Yep. They are mouths that swim.
Yeah.
I
mean, that pretty much describes sharks.
And then
Well,
we got
chomp
food to
chomp.
eat.
Everything is now la blank la.
Blah.
Mm-hmm. On your way back to Saltmarsh, you encountered a rather nasty storm that you managed to skirt the outer edge of to avoid serious damage, but by no means came out unscathed.
And I did not get hit by lightning.
You did not get hit by lightning, despite the fact you were wearing metal armor.
Yep.
And once you returned to Saltmarsh at about the 1 or 2 a.m. mark, Anders was at the docks and asked you to come by the city council in the morning for talk of some type of employment that the council would like to talk to you all about. He then proceeded to walk back to his manor and fall asleep because it was like 2 a.m. And with that, you guys pull into the dock, you tie off the boat, tell your crew they have about a day on shore before you suspect anything will come up, and you go back to your various abodes, get a rest, wake up whatever time you all deem necessary to wake up, and
4 p.m.
Okay, well, I may do that. It causes problems. And confirm.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Either way, you awaken in the morning before noon sometime, but ultimately individual times are varying, and you have essentially the day to yourself. But the request was to go to the council at your earliest convenience. So, what would you all like to do?
I suppose I would make my way to the inn where my officers are staying, and from there,
Well, just to remind
make way to
Le Captain, 2 of your officers are still asleep on the boat.
I may have just been like, fuck paying for the inn, boat.
Yeah, Grandma was like, I'm tired, I've done things, waves cane / battle axe, goes to their bed and goes to sleep, and Tyrion's like, Grandmama has point, I'm gonna so good, bye now, and just...
Okay, so then that raises the question, where did Ryba go?
Probably back to
Would I
the
have
inn.
seen it? Okay.
He went to the
Then
library
yeah,
for nerd
I'll-
shit.
I get seasick, so I'm definitely not sleeping on the boat.
Right. Yeah, that storm was probably real fun for you, huh?
Oh yeah.
I suppose depending on where things are in reference to each other, whichever one is closest to where I live, I'll go there first and get whoever's there, and then go to the other location.
One thing I will say, the inn Ryba's staying at is next door to the council hall. So...
Oh, well, then I will go to the boat first, and then...
yeah,
I can just sleep in. Hell yeah.
Yeah, like, quite literally, Let me get my numbers right here. The council hall is 13. The inn he's staying at is 13.
14.
14. Okay.
14 is the council hall. 13 is the inn. So they are quite
Okay.
literally right next to each other.
So I have a
And
serious
then
question
this
for
is our
Robo.
boat, the small
Yeah.
one.
Your
Okay.
little boat up there. Yes.
Does,
Okay.
They're only like 5 blocks away, so I mean,
Yeah, it's a small town.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'll go to the boat first, and then go to the inn, and then go to the council, I guess.
I mean,
Unless anyone has.
I'm just, if you show up at the boat like, hey, it's time to go, it's real grandma hours. I'm probably making coffee or something. It's fine.
just been awake since
Well,
6.
yeah, we went to sleep really late though, because we got in really late. It was the 3 a.m. It was almost Grandma's normal wake up time that we ended up pulling into port. So I don't know how fresh and ready to go.
Oh, that's true. But old people don't sleep at all anyway.
no, that's
2
just
hours
you,
down, they're right
Jules.
back up.
Does Ryba like sleep like a burrito? Does he sleep like a kraken all over the bed, or does he sleep like a normal person?
Ooh, that's a good call.
You imagine whenever you're sleeping, you're just laying there, and then when you want to roll over, you like flop like a fish and then just flip that way.
Yeah, it's just like, like some people look like a police outline.
Yeah.
They're just like, yeah, that.
Okay. I just wanted.
Okay, so Merrick sleeps in the nude, and he's like a starfish.
Of course he is.
Just like
Is the parrot
Images
like
I did
on your
not need in my
mast?
mind.
Does the parrot sleep
Is
on the
the
headboard
parrot
or
what?
on your mast? Thank you, Jills. That was appropriate.
Yeah, Samuel's usually in my crow's nest, if you know what I'm saying. No, not really.
When's that
Can I make an
Kraken
exit
fight?
this way? No,
How-
I
how-
can't.
What level are you all supposed to be for that Kraken fight? Okay.
Subtract 2?
Just
I think
gonna.
the DM's trying to tell me I'm cracking too many jokes, so I guess let's get on with this
Oh my
council.
god.
Hey,
Council
well,
meeting.
you take as much time as you want.
I'm gonna hand him some of the coffee I've been making and waft the aroma to wake up Grandmama. Unless
Who is making coffee? Good morning. And Grandmama wakes up smiling because coffee, it's a thing.
Talk to Grandma before she's had her coffee.
Geek, you should know better. Apparently, we might have been on speaker at work.
Okay. Yep. Nope.
Yep.
That's a very bad idea. You
Crow's
should never
nest.
do that.
Yeah.
I just
We
hold.
need a new job.
I just hold the coffee out for Grandmama. And do you want? Do you want? Oh God.
Oh, we still are on speaker.
Oh,
Okay,
Yep.
they haven't learned.
Nope.
Well,
Do you want coffee to go, Captain, or are you good?
Well, why not both?
I mean, if
Sure,
you're
I'll take some coffee.
all right.
Always good.
I give coffee to Captain and to Grandmama. I make sure my coffee is topped off, and I will tuck Pims in my hoodie hood. I don't know. I assume the little guy is still asleep, and I'm just tucking him in my hood.
it's cute. Stupid cute.
You ever seen those ragdoll cats? How like they're just like super active, and then you pick them up, they just go limp.
Yeah,
It's like that, but he was asleep beforehand.
yeah. There is a little tail peeking out of my hood because it's little sleepy pseudo-dragon.
That's the stupidest, most adorable thing ever.
Okay.
You wound me with the cuteness.
I'm so glad that we're just scaring housekeeping and we're not scaring actual customers.
Oh, is Snake playing Clash?
Oh god.
Someone said
Aha.
housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
Half the wall is
I
gone.
shouldn't do that too loud. But
You
yeah,
shouldn't.
so you guys meet up at the city hall, and you go in through the main entrance, and there is like a main kind of like a main grand hall entrance. It's rather small, but there's a couple of small like single doors on the side, one of which is Merrick's office. Then there's the a double door on the back wall that actually has a guard standing in front of it that is shut, and you can hear some people talking on the other side of it. Which Merrick, you would know that's the council hall itself.
Do I know this guard's name?
You would, because you've been working with him for a couple months. I don't have names for this, so I'm just gonna call him James. He's James now.
I was
There you
thinking
go.
Chuck, but yeah, James.
Chuck, I don't care. Just make up a name.
Chucky James.
John. Anders sent me to, or sent us to speak with the council. Did they brief you on that?
They told me there were going to be 4 individuals. They didn't tell me much beyond that. You know how things are around here at this point.
Oh, well, there are 4 of us, so I guess let us in.
Alright, you know the drill on this. For the rest of you, I think it's the first time I've seen you here. They can be a bit some of them can be eccentric, so just be aware.
Crow's nest. I walk in.
What the?
And he opens the door, and this is one of the maps I made initially when this was supposed to be a Sunless Citadel game. So, here's the
gonna tell me
town
it's gonna be
council
dark?
hall.
Sweet.
Oh, it's actually fancy.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I made this for an entirely different campaign. There are 2 guards on the inside door, and they do ask you to check your weapons at the little weapon rack by the door. Just, formalities and all that jazz. Because
I check my weapons, and you can see like I start to slip off my shoes, and then change my mind, and don't.
There's no TSA here.
the shoes are the deadliest weapons of all.
I physically check my weapons and then like, okay, they're all here, and start walking in.
I guess I put my dagger up, but yeah, that's about all I got.
Yeah. Well,
Yep. Put my rapier, hand crossbow. I don't worry about the daggers.
Oh,
Yeah.
So what it looks like, by the way, is battle axe, right? Hand axes, long sword, short sword, and then like she goes to reach for her shoes and changes her mind. It's like shink, 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 and then she no, and turns around.
Well,
I just imagine every fighter or barbarian I've ever played just being extremely inconvenienced by the please leave your weapons at the door because it takes like 20 minutes.
Fine.
So I will say there are 5 council members in here. Merrick, you would recognize all of them. They are currently only Anders seems to notice your all's entrance, and the rest of them seem to be discussing some form of a festival or party or something for the area. After a couple moments of Anders noticing you and the rest of them seeming to ignore you, he kind of eventually speaks up with I'm sorry to interrupt the festival planning, but the group you all wanted to talk to is here. And, well, at this point, they, turn and look towards all of you. And, let me go find my list of names here. Okay. And, the female here on the far side of the room, that's over here, she's a very old human, kind of shortly cut hair, and she speaks up first. Oh, you 4 must be the ones Anders said has done some work for us, no?
Hello.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, Captain
No,
first.
go ahead.
Just like smile and wave, grandma style. The captain's doing the talking here.
Grandma to grandma, they talk. Grandma speech.
All right, Captain, do your talking.
Your own language.
Yep, I've done a lot of work for you before. Nice to see you again. These other
Aye.
3 have helped me recently.
I've heard. Oh, sorry, manners. It's a lot going through the council today. My name is Edda Auerland.
Edda?
EDA for the first name, and then OWELAND for the last name.
Edda James, got it. Can she sing? I don't think. Actually, now that I made that joke, I don't think. Steak would get that. So never mind.
So. But yeah, so
It's fine.
she then motions to the person beside her. This is Galeen Primewater. He is one of the representatives on the council for the main import and export of the docks. Again, if you need spelling, just stop me and let me know. Okay. She then motions to Anders in the middle. I believe you all already know Anders. He's more of the newer member who's made some decisions on the council's behalf that have worked at varying degrees, but he seems to have been right on this one. She then motions to the other table directly across from her, to this person, where it is a male human. It looks like a war-torn, like very strong kind of person. Looks like he does not get the sense he grew up in this area. This is Elander Fireborn. He is a representative of the High King of Kaoland in order to ensure the crown has a say in our politics. And you all kind of take a glance of she's not happy to say that. And then she motions to the last person on the council table, which is a female dwarf, actually. Named, and she's like, this is Manstrat Copperlocks. She's here on behalf of the king in order to ensure the mining operation has a say in the political scape as well. And again, that same level of, I'm introducing them to be nice, but I hate these people.
Okay.
So, like, yeah.
All right.
So do I need to repeat any names for spelling or?
I mean, check the chat so you can see what people got out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Cube and Hobble have it pretty down pat.
Yeah. So it's for Edda, it's her last name is OWELAND, so Oland. Although Owland is easier to say.
How do you spell it one more time?
Land.
OWELAND. You know what? Let me just type all these out for you.
That's way
Which is a
easier than me trying
dangerous
to
thing.
spell it out.
Yeah, this is dangerous because I'm gonna misspell one of these.
That's fine. Then it's just canon.
It'll be about the same as me doing it.
Jet placeholder.
Ah, you're Mr. Fireblunt.
Jettison.
Jizzle my mizzle,
placeholder.
I'm Mr. Fireblunt.
God.
You just act like Snoop. Be fucking great.
Do you
Welcome
all
to
need
the
Anders?
council.
You all have Anders' full name, right?
Not that I've remembered. But it just didn't matter to me that much, I guess.
Mr. Anderson. No, I don't know.
His last name is Solmore.
I feel like we need to have like a
Remember that.
wiki server we can keep for our campaigns.
Not a bad idea.
I could actually probably run one. Anyways,
Manstrap Copperlocks. Got it.
Oswald Cobblepot.
That's the 4 council members you all do not know.
Oh, lambed. Owl lambed. Okay.
Lambed, yep.
Okay, like I said, I knew I was gonna misspell one of them, even though I typed that one 3 times and fixed that twice. It's an N, not an M.
Oh.
Mhm.
And then there's Anders' full name. So
Got it.
that is the 5 council members. And at this point, Elander kind of speaks up with his a very blunt, kind of forceful voice in a sense of I want this taken care of. I want whatever I'm about to say taken care of quickly. All right. So we have a reason to suspect that the lizard folk you all found with that smuggling operation you graciously dealt with are looking for a war of sorts, more or less.
A
Yep.
war, as in battle.
As in, lizard folk do not typically stockpile metal weaponry unless they are threatened or want to threaten. And
Right.
just gonna cut to the chase of it. We want you to find out why. And at this point, one of the other council, or Ida, speaks back up with a yes. Well, it's as definitely apparent that some of the stuff we got, that the elf fellow you all found on that boat filled us in with, that it would be on the city's interest to ensure that the lizard folk in the area do not want to attack Saltmarsh. I don't know if was the right word, but they're definitely arming to attack something.
Well, we can certainly investigate that for you. We did hit a bit of a storm on the way back, so might want to give the crew the rest of today at least as a little bit of R&R. Um, do we have any leads as to the whereabouts of the lizard folk, where they might be setting up?
Um, at this point, the Mainstrad speaks up and just kind of says, from what we understand, the elf you all found on that smuggling ship was named Oceanus? Or Oceanus? I don't actually know how it's pronounced. I don't speak Elvish, but apparently on the smuggling ship somewhere there was a map that showed a location near enough to their tribe to so that it's within 10 miles of this town. And we believe that it is, let me check the maps before I say this. It is to the west.
Is that a map that points north?
No. It's a map that points west.
Go west, young man.
Because screw every map in this book. Like, straight up. And they continue with a, well, we do want you to look into a possible conflict. By no means are we saying start one. We don't need a war at the city caused by, well, anything.
Right. Well, more than a few dead lizard folk that we brought on the ship with us might have started. Yeah, we'll go. So about, within 10 miles of the city, but somewhere to the west.
Yes, there
Basically.
was apparently that elf fellow found a map in the captain's quarters in the captain's desk that showed the drop-off location, but no one has been able to track down where that map is gone since their ship got destroyed the other day out in the ocean.
Right. Yep. Shame about that.
It is the
Anyway.
ocean. Things like this happen. It almost
Well,
happened to us with Storm.
True.
Well, it is typical procedure to have a smuggling ship like that either bought by the Royal Navy and used for repairs or used for target practice. So, you know. Anyway, tell me, do any of you speak Draconic? Because if you're going into lizard folk territory, it would definitely benefit.
I
I
speak it
not.
somewhat, but we could use a second person, that is for sure. Unless Captain opposes.
I guess
No,
technically
no.
I can.
Well,
Telepathy.
tell you what.
That just
And
what?
you
That's
see one
very
of
good
the
to know, Ryba.
yes.
Yeah, it just seems like an important thing that shouldn't be forgotten.
Tell you what. And you see one of them quickly write out a note. And hand it to one of the guards who runs it over to Merrick. Give this to Kelladek here in town. See if he can help you. I will.
Kelly who?
Got it.
Kelladek. I'm going.
Who is this person?
He is the wizard in the tower here in town, kind of the resident magic folk. Helps out when he can, but you know.
Uncle Alfred. Got it.
Uncle Alfred.
Well.
Yes,
So,
Master Bruce, what do you require?
well, do you have any questions, or do you feel like you have enough info to move on? Because we have a.
Well, I don't typically offer my services free of charge.
There is
Would there
payment
be...
included when you return back with successful information on the lizard folk not wanting to declare war with us.
Excellent. Wait, we need to have a declaration that they're not declaring war. But what if they are planning to declare war, and we almost get killed trying to get you that information before they're on your shore? Is that worth nothing?
No, but the goal for this is to prevent a war from happening.
Okay,
So
I
if you-
understand that, but that's a little bit outside of our realm of possibility if they're already planning to assault the town, and we just find out that that is indeed their plan.
If that is their plan, let us know. We will discuss and we will figure out what the next step from that is.
Which would include our payment?
You would be compensated for your time and efforts, yes.
Sounds good. Glad to
Alright.
be
It is a
glad
valid
to do
question.
business with you again.
You must understand that this is a valid question for
It
persons to
is.
have.
I can promise you one form of payment, and they look specifically at you, Merrick. This would be the formal completion of your previously agreed upon contract.
Oh,
As in, you no longer would have to work for the city.
I know that. This player just
Merrick's
Merrick
face
is
is beautiful.
Merrick.
Does he look happy shocked or upset shocked?
Surprised with a slow curve of a smile on
Okay.
one side of his mouth as it's like, sinking in gradually.
Got it.
I am sure he's not having stroke.
Understood. No, my left side is moving. Thank you for your concern, Tyrion.
I'm just checking. She say words and you look a little bit like you're about to have a stroke.
I never thought this day would come. I thought I was an indentured servant for life. So yes,
Okay.
I'm a bit happy about this. Thank you for your concern.
That is a good reason. We have payment, we have a colloquialism to go visit, and is there anything else?
At this point, Galeen would speak up. How about this? If you have, the council has discussed that you would have about 24 to 36 hours before we would like you to leave. If you do have any other questions or concerns, or just even if you just want something else to do for the night, I do have a large dinner planned tonight. You're more than welcome to come to. Anders will be there as well to help fill in any gaps and questions that you may have.
Well, I'm always down for a nice meal.
So,
The rest of you?
I enjoy uh trying someone else's cooking from time to time. This
I do like
seems
food.
like it could be quite an interesting party. Thank you for the invitation.
of course, anyone who's going to go on a political negotiation talk on behalf of Saltmarsh is more than welcome at my dinner table.
It intrigues me how we have moved from proposing espionage to proposing diplomacy in one single conversation.
I'm surprised Grandma knows
Um,
that word.
Hey, Merrick,
That's
make a
just
history
how
check.
democracy works.
Merrick, make a history check for me. Just
Okay. 18.
all right. So Galeen, he holds these parties about once a week, and it's basically just a bunch of rich people getting together to say they're rich.
Oh God.
But the
Like-
food's
Gotcha.
fancy,
He's
right?
like the
It's like a
second.
rotary. Got it.
He's like the second richest guy in town.
Oh boy.
So, do with that
Pretty-
info what you will, but
Pretty nice stuff.
and the address attire is usually very formal and very regal for these kind of events.
Thankfully, we have a trunk full of that stuff that just might fit
We do.
me
I want.
and Ryba, maybe.
I want to ask as stealthily as possible. Our captain, is this like a last dinner before they send us to execution? Is that what this is supposed to be?
No. He does this like once a week. He's really rich. I hear the food is fantastic, but a little bit pricey for me. I'm not usually on the guest list.
And you would also know that Galeen is specifically like the person on the council that likes to have the biggest hand in planning like events, festivals, parties, that kind of thing. Like he's essentially a frat boy that grew up into money and managed to make it a lifestyle. But like
Oh, it's
D&D
Trustman Kid. Okay.
But yeah,
He's
like
basically the booster club for the town.
so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cake would like to know, what do we call a bunny transformer? A Optimus Prime.
Oof.
To me, any frat boy? Yes. Any frat boy.
Bruh,
Well,
my dad owns a dealership.
Yeah, no, but he quite literally owns.
Is
I
that
think
one?
he owns one of the larger fishing companies in town, and it has his own private trade company in order to sell it. So
Oh, nice
So-
little vertical monopoly. Cool.
yeah, like this guy is like quite literally like the worst of the worst when it comes to capitalism.
So he's Bezzotti, embezzlement, whatever the hell.
I mean,
his name is?
he doesn't appear to be that bad of a guy on the surface.
So he's Bezo, or Bald Boy,
He's
whatever.
the
his-
wizard of Monopoly.
But
So, speaking of Jeff Bezos, did you know that if you link your Twitch account to your Amazon Prime account, you get a free subscription to your favorite streamer every month, every 30 days?
I have nothing to say to that because that was the most smooth insertion ever, and that's the word I'm sticking with.
Nah.
What?
Crow's Nest.
Take Jeff Bezos' money and give it to Hobble.
Memes.
That was the best response. Holy shit.
Don't worry, I got this. You just gotta trust me.
Anyway, so at this point,
28 Shit.
the council kind of looks over
Huh.
and gets a sense of, all right, well, you guys agreed to do it. Well, like Galeen said, we would like you to leave within 36 hours, if possible. So
Right. I will let my crew know. As I said, we just made it through a very harrowing storm on our way back into port. But I will let them know the plan, so they can be prepared, and we will come back with any news that we may have.
all right. We appreciate your contribution to Saltmarsh. And then they immediately look at each other. Now back about this stupid dunk tank. No, we're not. And they just immediately get back into arguing.
Slowly back up.
Yep. Let's I'll just turn around and almost skip out of the place.
Yeah.
There better be a dunk tank the next time we come back.
Have you ever
well-
been dunk tanked?
I have not.
I have.
I've dunk tanked other people.
They filled the dunk tank 1/4 with ice and 3/4 with water.
Oh no!
Oh no!
That's
awful.
called shock therapy. That's not dunking.
When one of our band fundraiser ideas was get a dunk tank and fill it with Jello.
I just feel
We
like
got
you'd
told
have to
no.
get in there and just get
It
stuck.
seems like this would ruin the dunk tank.
We got we got told no by multiple sources, but I still
This
think it would
ruins the duct tape.
But yeah, so you guys step out of the city hall back into the main courtyard of the town, for lack of a better term, and essentially have a day to prepare before you
I just
go
needed you to know.
off
I love
into a political conversation with some lizards.
Yeah, sure, that's gonna go great.
Fine, political conversation.
Yeah, we're
It'll-
totally a party equipped to handle that.
Of course we are. You have the religious nut. I can just talk about religion, and it'll definitely be political based, because obviously religion is political based.
But-
I'm not salty in any shape, form, or fashion. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
At this point, you basically have the rest of the dinner would not be until about 8 o'clock tonight, so you have more or less the entire day to yourselves to do what you wish. Yes, okay. Jules wants to go get Le Chocolat.
I'm gonna go with Grandmama and ask those small nerds if they could possibly find my train of thought, because I forgot what the oh, right. If they could possibly help me figure out how to make the small dragon automaton alive again and not going to murder us again, so that Pimothy has a little brother. So it's like
Hobble?
Pims and Pims.
Hobble.
Yes.
The
Yes.
small dragon automaton was the size of a medium creature.
Holy shit, that's not small. I thought it was like
That's not small.
Compared
No.
to the flail snail, which was a large creature, it was smaller.
that's where my confusion was. I totally thought it was like the size of Pims.
No, it's like the size of you.
What check to read nerd book? Because that's what I'm going to do with my off time.
It would be which
Arcana?
nerd book? The alchemist one, right?
Alchemy, yeah.
That would be an Arcana check, yeah.
Bam.
No.
I hold it upside down.
Also, Merrick, you do still have that letter for the wizard dude to possibly have a way to help you. So, FYI on that.
Yes, I do for Keledic.
Yeah, I feel like with the 4 on the nerd book, I realize that the cover opens and that there's pages inside.
Well, you've rolled a 19 before, so you know how
I
books
know.
work. And you're just like, there's like one section that just doesn't make sense to you, and you just keep going over that one section, it's just not clicking.
You rolled a 19. You know how books work.
That sounds like something
If you had
for
rolled
us.
poorly, you don't know how books work. Welcome to GURPS.
Anyway, so let's see. We're gonna what order are we gonna do this in? Because obviously, it sounds like we have 2 orders of business at Le Boat Ship Shop.
Yes, we have 2 orders of business at LeBoat Ship Shop. We have 1 order of business
At Wizard Tower, which I have a
at
number
Wizard
for
Tower.
somewhere. I
Yes.
will find
Side
the
of
number for
nerd.
that. Yep.
We also have business letting the crew know what the plan is, and that might be complicated because they may have dispersed amongst the town unless we just go to a tavern and hey, there's like 8 people and the kobold just sitting there waiting for us.
I will say
that's a thing. There's
Colta
just
would
a kobold running around town.
Colta would stay on the boat whenever you're in town. So
okay, that's good. Probably for the best.
I have an idea. Can I explain to Grandmama what I need her to ask the small twins, or the small nerds? I understand it is my size now. I still want it to be able to come alive so that we can use it to do something. I'm not clear on that part just yet, Grandmama. I just need you to see if they know how to help me fix it so that it can come back alive, and I will go tell crew what we are doing. Send Holy Man to regather crew. Regather flock.
I have every intention of bringing every piece of useful thing to boat ship shop to show to Visbolt. Visbolt has many interesting things and much knowledge. I bring crystals. I bring many things. I bring toys. I expect for Visbolt to be buzzing when I leave because he is nerd and will be excited about nerd shit.
I'm glad you finished sentence because I thought you might have him buzzing for a different thing, and I did not want to know that about my grandmama. Anyways, so you can ask him that.
Toys and he's gonna be buzzing.
Oh God, Captain, you are not helping.
Yar.
There'll be some yarring going on tonight.
Yar.
Yarp
changed colors. So you go ask. I will go gather or inform crew. When do they need to be back at boat, Captain?
Oh, they said they wanted us out by 36 hours, so I think maybe for the sake of His High Lordship Sir Brian, we might want to tell them 30 hours.
So, Brian?
Alright, I will tell Sir Brian Boy that he will be there in 30, and I will tell everybody else 32. I've been hitting the holy water a little too hard, I think.
Also, for what it's worth, I'm going to assume you guys stopped by the boat before, like, with some time to spare before that dinner tonight. All of the clothes that Brian brought on are specifically tailored to him.
Of course they are.
So,
why wouldn't
however, one of them looks freshly tailored. As in, like, right before you guys left, tailored. So.
Oh.
I'm sure you could ask Grandmama, maybe she could pop a few seams. I don't know how specifically tailored things work. Don't at me.
Welcome to Gun Show.
Well, I mean, no rich kid in town. He might just know where a tailor is. Who knows?
It's true. He would have to know unless, he just owned him or something. Because, I don't know how rich people work.
I will ask him when I find the boy about that.
Right, okay, I suppose I will go see our resident wizard in town. Ryba, you do things with, conjuring up stuff out of nothing and planting thoughts into people's heads. Did you want to see the wizard?
Calf, I love you.
The wonderful wizard of Saltmarsh?
Yeah.
That spell name is beautiful.
So, we've got 2 people going to the wizard tower, 1 person going to the boat ship shop, and 1 person going through the town looking for the crew. Alright, I'm gonna jump around a little bit here. Hobble, give me an investigation check to start with.
Jump around, jump up to get down. Investigation. There. Oh God, no, not investigations. Investigate. Oh my God, it's a 7. It rolled earlier, but now it just gives me 7s. I see how this is.
Okay. Well.
I see how this is.
Okay, so it takes you a few hours to find everyone throughout the town and get the message relayed. They know to stay in town, and there's only 3 main taverns in town, and you know where 2 of them are. So
I have hit the bakery shop a long way.
So on top of the wicker goats,
Donut ship shop.
so on top of the wicker goat and the snapping line, you find where's the name of the third tavern?
This is why it took me forever, because no one could tell me in town.
No.
I feel
I know there's a third tavern in here. Where is it? Am I stupid? I might be stupid.
Is that the name of it? Am I stupid?
No.
Are you waving at the cat? Yep.
The cat way back.
It just has the tavern just has a sign above it that points to the left and says, "I'm with stupid."
Oh, I am stupid. It's literally like the second thing in town. It's called the Empty Net. Is the third tavern, and they are 3, 8, and 13. So 3 is the wicker goat, 8 is the empty net, and 13 is the snapping line. So.
All right, the snapping line is where y'all were staying.
It is.
I
It
live on
also,
the boat now.
yes. The snapping line, for what it is worth, again, is made out of old ships and smells like fish. Because
I was distracted by Pondo Pete's 3, 8, and what?
13. Yeah. 8 is the one you all had not found before. But yeah, so there's a tavern at 3, a tavern at 8, and a tavern at 13.
You got distracted by the Pete's?
I did. I made Pondo full screen and looked at Kitty, Beans, and Pete's and made sounds. Anyways, okay.
You relay the messages. We'll come back to your conversation with Brian in a moment.
Brian.
Yep. So, you guys make your way to the tower of Kiladek. And it is... Actually, let me grab the proper physical description for it, because I have a thing for this. It is a 3-story tower. It is, again, mostly brick. Very sturdy looking wooden door. And yeah, so the door is there. And so you guys go up. Which one of you wants to knock?
I'll do it. I got the note.
Okay.
Did you?
Hey, you can do it.
Well, it doesn't matter, because as you're about to knock on the door opens, and there is a 7-foot-tall, bald human with a bright red scarf around his neck that opens the door to greet you. And he just kind of looks down. I believe the city council sent you to talk to me, no?
They did, and I'll offer the note.
There was a whole cat butthole in Jill's face for a while.
Takes it initially. All right. Let's see what they want from me today.
I know the feeling.
Of course, they don't want something simple.
I know the feeling very well.
Come inside.
Is this person actually just 3 gnomes in a trench coat?
Make a perception check.
I'm sure it is.
It's 6 nuns.
Cube, you get a look at him. It's not 3 gnomes. It's 2 gnomes and a halfling.
Oh, knew it.
No. But yeah, you
The hairy feet. That was the giveaway.
2 gnomes, a halfling, and a pizza place.
But yeah, so he comes in, reads the note again. So what's the city? Actually, no. I guess I don't need to ask that. You kind of see him. He goes over, looks on a bookshelf, grabs 3 books that seemingly at random, takes them over to a table, and opens them all up to various pages, and just kind of sits there for a moment.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and he just kind of reads through the pages for a second. What are the odds of any of you having spare magic paper?
Magic paper.
Yeah, like paper for wizards that they put magic on.
Like scrolls?
Yes, like scroll paper. Or paper from a spell book, from a scroll,
Or do any of my books have empty pages?
I would say that given the average spell book length is 100 pages. Yes,
Okay.
your spell
Yeah,
books
okay.
have empty pages.
I hand him one of the more empty books.
All right. You have 3 at this point. Do you mind if I ask which one?
I don't know the difference between any of the books. I just know they're all nerd books.
The spells within them are the main difference. One is from Sambolitz, one is from the Skeletal Alchemist, and one is from the Ship Deck, or the Deck Wizard.
My hearing is terrible, and my autocorrect in my brain is even worse.
Kind of takes it. Isn't actually in that bad of shape. Kind of flips through to one of the back pages.
I make work interesting.
Kind of gives an arcane sigil on his hand and just kind of presses it to the paper, and you just see some ink start to flow onto the page.
It's prestidigitation.
Over the course of about 5 minutes of him just standing there, just focusing on this, he eventually gets done and hands you a couple-page thick scroll. And hands it to Merrick, who handed him the note, and hands you back your spellbook.
Neat.
Alright, that should work.
Clean kid.
I'd say if it doesn't, come see me, but if it doesn't, you probably won't make it back, so...
So, this will allow us to, speak in Draconic for some time?
Something like that.
How long?
I won't lie. It's a very modified spell.
This man sounds shady as
I
fuck.
just had to make,
is it just
so
me,
I'm not sure on
or
exact.
is he just the most shady of
But
shady?
It will
and I'm
let
more scared of getting that thing
multiple
near your face than that
people
one
speak
spell we
multiple languages in order for communication for at least a few hours.
Few hours. Good enough.
At least. Yes, it might last longer, it might not last that long. I've never made one like this. This is new. Normally when the town council wants me, they want me to do fireworks for their festivals, which is, I mean, it's not that hard, and he just does a little prestidigitation of a firework, like, wow, look at that, there we go. But, you know.
Shady McShaderson in the house.
Look.
What is a group of orc bards called? An orchestra.
And at this point, he kind of looks over at Ryba. You're that one that's been looking into alchemy lately, aren't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's make a deception check.
I'm good at those.
I know.
No,
I'm
you're
usually
not.
good at those.
I
have
said
the
it too
book.
fast.
The book's in my hands, but I don't know what you're talking about.
He just kind of looks at it.
You handed him.
He just kind of looks at the book. If you ever want to sell that, let me know.
Okay.
Or if you need supplies, I'm one of the few people in town that carries magical abilities, and the only person in town that actually sells scrolls. So.
Good to know.
Shaders.
Oh yeah.
Shaders.
Anyway, I need to get back to my other work, which the town council has asked me to find a way to make it guaranteed to not rain, thinking I'm a druid. So.
This wizard sounds like a developer. Anyways.
Well, alright, we'll leave you to your work. Thank you very much. And, yeah, don't rain on, Galene's parade, you know? I'll go now.
Just hear
Probably
a faint
for the best.
boo.
But yeah, so, what he handed you is a very modified tongues scroll.
It
summons tongues.
Does not summon tongues.
No. That's a whole different spell.
What it does
Oh boy.
is it lets you pick it lets you pick 4 friendly creatures, and then for its duration you can communicate with any other creature that speaks a language for the time period.
And it's the same language, I would assume.
Well, essentially what it does is it turns all languages into the sounds of the same language magically.
Okay. It's a Babel fish. Got it.
So
yeah, but a scroll.
They're talking.
It's basically your class ability.
But it's
okay. Cool.
It's the
this way.
Doggos?
This way, everyone can speak, not just one.
It's Doggos.
So
it's like
it's
a
not
badly
telepathy,
dubbed.
It's actually
anime, their mouths are moving completely different from what they're actually saying?
Yes, it's basically that.
Great. I love those.
Godzilla movie.
Anyway,
No.
let's cut to the boat ship shop. Whoosh. So, you make your way into the boat ship shop, and Jebediah is there filling out some paperwork at one of the desks. And
Is he still a bullfrog?
Dogs are doing a heckenbork.
A good friend of ours.
Good morning, Jebediah. How are you today?
Oh, morning, morning. Can't complain. Just actually got a fairly large sale from some people not far from you all, actually. So that's a fun time.
By the way, I'm carrying as much of the dragon thing as I thought was pertinent and carryable at the
I
time.
assumed it got put in the bag of holding.
It
So
did.
Right, but the bag of holding's not mine.
okay.
So I didn't take the bag of holding. I'm just like walking through town with this giant thing.
And he immediately grabs attention of. Looks like you all have had a adventurous time.
Why would I have anything else? Of course I've had
Well,
adventurous time. But I thought Fizzbolt might like to
I
see
literally asked the same thing in
let
chat
me get the
of
door
a
for you,
sale,
'cause
like
it's clear
sold
your hands
something,
are
or
full.
sale, like something for a
He
Thank
book.
you.
hops up, goes over, opens the door, hear him yell in, and you actually, as you walk in, you see Wizbolt, goggles on, with what looks to be like, imagine a blowtorch, but instead of a flame, it's like an arcane crystal. And
Okay.
he's actually working on your what you assume to be the gauntlets at this point.
Okay.
And he hears you enter. It's like, oh, hey, come on, what the heck is that?
I was hoping maybe you could tell me. I thought you would find it interesting.
Loaf.
My grandson is
That's a puck.
enamored with dragons, and this is dragon shaped. So he was hoping that we could find use for it.
All right. Tell you what, set it over there. I will look at that as soon as I'm done with these. And he points to the item on the table, which again, what it looks like is he took like the upper jaw structure of one of them as well as like that central mouth spike and kind of fashioned them into like a thing where they fit over your knuckles. And he's taken like both the middle spike out of both of them, so it's just got two spikes sticking out of the front of it, and it has like this gear mechanism and all that stuff running down the side of it on the underside, and you can see like the plating fits on top of it, and running through there it also has a couple of runes on the inside and some like gears and stuff, and there is a void in the middle that appears to be vaguely crystal shaped.
I was about to say the void's on the windowsill, but that's never mind.
And also coming off of the wrist of these things are the top parts of the clock of the Bronze Scouts, like those parts that actually let them dig. They seem to be like retracted onto the sides of the wrist.
Oh, right. I know you asked me for crystal. I may have found more than one kind of crystal.
Puck
Would you
is
like to
very
see?
cute.
Yeah, actually, I've heard there are some very unique crystals in that area. I would love to get my hands on more than one if you have more than one.
And just like the little granny handkerchief of crystals folded together just gets taken out and opened.
All right. And he just kind of sits there and looks at him for a second, just kind of analyze them without touching them. Okay. That's very interesting. You kind of see him run over to a different bookshelf, grab a book, and kind of read through it quickly. And all of these came from that cave, right?
From in cave, yes. Some came from on big mollusk, big scary mollusk. I charged at the side of the big scary mollusk. Shiny. His name was Shiny? Tamatoa something. And then I picked up others in different parts of cave because they were pretty colors, and I like things that are pretty colors.
All right. Well, and he kind of goes over to the one that came off of the flail snail. This is the one I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious what these other ones do.
Me too. Probably less curious than you are because I could not do anything with them, but I thought you would find them interesting. I figured that this would be mutually beneficial.
Remind me the colors again.
The colors are. Oh, here we go. No. Blue, purple, green, red, black, and white.
Okay. So he kind of goes over to the
And now
blue
I have
one and kind of
colors of
picks
the
it up
rainbow
with
stuck
a
in my
pair of
head.
tongs, and as he's holding it, you see ice crystals kind of form on the edge of the tongs. And he just kind of, ooh, okay, that's very interesting. I need to write down these colors before I forget, because I definitely totally have them written down already.
And it's gone.
I'm sorry. So we got blue.
Purple, green, red, black, white.
He's holding the white one for the crystal that he asked for, so that would be the one you asked that he requested.
Okay.
Unless I said something different the other week and didn't write it down, which would not surprise me.
No, he asked for the white one.
So he picks up the green one with the same pair of tongs that still have some ice crystals on them, and they start to corrode. Just
That
ever
looks
so slightly.
dangerous.
That one does look dangerous. I'm gonna put that down now. He grabs a different pair of tongs and picks up the purple one, and it has. There's not like an immediate effect on the tongs themselves, but it does just kind of slowly start to emit this like black fog as he's kind of sitting there analyzing it. I'm going to put that one down right away too. He grabs the red one and he looks at it, it's like, oh, I know what this one is, and he actually grabs the blowtorch thing he was using, and it's a very similar crystal in the head of the blowtorch. So
Got it.
And he grabs the black one, and this one doesn't do anything immediately. And he kind of looks at it. What's this one do?
He
Maybe
touches
it's
it and
dud.
dies.
Alright, I will look into this one later. And he sets that down as well.
Looking at is a good way to see what it does.
It works for a barbarian, we know.
No, he's not gonna lick it. He's smart enough to not lick it.
I thought he was a gnome.
He's an artificer.
Look, sometimes licking things work.
If you're a gnome barbarian, licking things works.
Roll for touch attack with tongue.
Oh, I got a spell for that.
Anyway.
Fucking grasp.
We all believe he should lick it, including Jack.
Anyway, so he kind of looks over the crystals for a moment. Whatever that. Okay, so I did some more research into those islands you all went to. Apparently, and I don't know how accurate this is, because again, I've only found one guy's work that quoted this, and it's not even finished. Although it's 400 years old, so I doubt it will be finished.
Doubtful, clearly. Not impossible, because that, old things sometimes. But yes, seems unlikely.
Something about that area the rules don't always apply. Sometime apparently there's a really big problem with elementals in that kind of area, apparently. So I don't know, and it makes me wonder what these are connected to. But anyway, I wonder if these would be interchangeable. You know what? I will look into that on my own time, because I believe you want your item, no?
If it is possible, yes.
Give me a few minutes to set this crystal up, and I should be good to go once I get a couple more small things done. So he goes into a little work montage. He uses the largest crystal you brought back of the ones off the flail snail. And he does kind of shave it down a little bit, but he does keep it a little bit larger than he thinks he should, just because these things are volatile. So he works on that, puts in the little ray tube, and just kind of sets it into the gauntlets. And he thinks for a second. He's kind of looks back to you, checks a couple more things. You might want to watch your eyes on this. And he goes over to the Tesla coil that you all brought him before.
Hang on 1 second. Grandma is like crossing her eyes, like I made an intelligence check.
I am here for this. And he kind of sees that for a moment. No, you might want to cover your eyes for this.
Oh, okay.
And you hear the Tesla coil start to wind up. Then after about 30 seconds of the pitch just getting higher and higher, you hear a single jolt of lightning that goes right into the two front spikes of the item. And from there you see a couple of... Once you open your eyes again, there's some glowing areas under the actual gauntlets, under the actual plates themselves, that have like a faint whitish blue glow to them. And you see that crystal has the bolt of lightning trapped in it, just constantly moving back and forth. And he kind of looks at it, and I think it's done.
It is time.
How does should we test it? Should we figure out what it works?
I don't have anything in here that's punchable. Let me... Ooh, I have an idea. Here. Put it on and follow me. And I will say there is... Well, the one hand is like more like an entire apparatus. The other one's just kind of like essentially a bracer with those two arms on it. So,
okay.
And he takes you to the front door, goes up to it, puts a symbol in that is not the symbol for Saltmarsh, and opens the door into a clearing in a forest about 50 feet in diameter, with a couple of just mock targets that are set up for apparently weapon testing that he likes to do.
Yeah, it's charge and punch time. Just like angry, and
Okay.
charging punch. Like.
I feel like I don't need to explain how it works because you have the item at D&D Beyond at this point, but I will anyway. So it has
Other
the
people
three.
can see it.
All right. So essentially, it is a strength-based weapon. So you do a punch. You would roll strength with proficiency because you punch things. It's just proficiency with that. On hits, it is 1d8 plus strength, and you can use one of its 3 charges to do an extra 2d4 lightning damage. And its charges recharge. I believe I put on a short rest. I feel like if anything's going to change, that's going to be the first thing to change.
You didn't actually put the recharge timing in the description.
Well, then, let's say it recharges on a long rest for now, and if it ends up being not enough, we can change it to a short rest.
Okay.
Because, yeah. So, go ahead. It's standard attack roll, plus your strength modifier, plus proficiency.
Uh-huh.
And as you hit, there's like a button on there's like a metal handle that goes through your, like the actual palm of your hand that the piece folds down on, and there's like a button on the inside of it that when you punch, you can click, and it you hear like the gears whirl up and like the electricity start to change in voltage, and it just shoots out of the front, and you can see like the energy arc between the two prongs, and then go into the target.
Okay, so like XCOM 2 the ripjack stabby thing. Never mind, no one else plays XCOM. Jeff plays XCOM. Jeff plays XCOM? No one plays XCOM. Never mind.
Played it, but I don't know what you're talking about.
I
So
also
enough
don't know.
XCOM.
So you know
The-
those old-fashioned stun guns that look like a claw with two little metal nibs in them, and the
Oh.
the lightning goes
It's
back and forth.
basically
between
a
that,
giant. Yeah. Only instead of the spikes being like maybe a couple centimeters, they're like 3 inches.
Yeah.
So, because it does a D8 piercing damage. So.
That's a stun gun.
Shit.
So yeah. Also, as a bonus action, you can press a different button on the one with the more advanced components on it, and the arms spring out from the wrist to give you a climbing speed of 20 feet.
Okay.
So yeah.
Comes with multiple settings.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how much I regret making that item in 6 games.
Taser
see.
Ripjack. I want Taser Ripjack, says Longshot.
Yeah. There we go. Taser Ripjack is exactly what I was thinking of. There's a in the group chat. There's a thing that features the thing I was talking about.
Oh wow,
So you
yeah,
can-
pretty much actually.
Okay.
But like, it's very obviously got the components of one of the Bronze Scouts on it. So.
So the skirmisher in XCOM is a unit that has like think a Maru grappling hook, but as part of the attachment on the hand thing, right? So you can grapple up to someone, like as one action point. You can grapple up to someone and stab them in the neck with that thing. It's
All right. Pretty good.
Yeah.
anyway. Now, yes. So just montage of grandma raging. I'm actually going to use a
Yes, it
charge
does,
of
Lon.
rage for this, right? To just go ham
Yes, it does.
with
Yep.
the
It does
the
only
punching
have.
and destroying of targets.
It does only have 3 charges, but.
No, I
by
know,
all
but
means-
like the punching and the running and the stabbing and the like self grandma zapping, just like there is, and all 3 charges of the thing are used. It's like,
Yep.
She's testing it.
Don't accidentally shock your nip-nops with that.
I mean, do I need to make a check for that? I will.
Roll for no nip-nop shock.
Nah. I think honestly, even if you accidentally tase yourself with that, you literally emit lightning, so you'd very like, oh, I shouldn't do that.
Ooh, I shouldn't do that.
So. But yeah.
Anyway,
no.
I'm very pleased. Thank you.
No problem. But yeah, and then
Oh,
Whizbolts get you.
Fistbolt. Should I avoid water? On ship, will the zapping be damaged by water?
I don't know. This is the
Okay.
first one of these I've made. If you have problems, you know where to find me.
That's fair.
Anyway, let's go look at that other item you brought in to me.
Okay.
And he goes in, does a quick little looky-loo. All right. Takes him about 10 minutes to go through everything, and he's just like, well, whatever hit this thing, hit it like a. No, can't use the truck analogy. This is D&D.
Does he just say that? No,
No.
can't use the truck analogy. This is D&D.
No, he does.
Name a big mystical beast.
This thing looks like it got hit by a flail snail.
Wasn't it that
There you
little
go.
Tyrannosaurus
Well,
Rex?
I could tell you a story about that if you'd like.
Oh?
Well, you see, when we went to cave where Shiny the flail snail was living, there were many small lizard creatures. What are they called? They're
kobold.
called kobolds. Yes,
You found the
they're
kobold
called kerbals. Yes, and the kerbals worshipped the shiny, and so they did not want us to fight the shiny because the shiny was their god, right? So I could
Roll for
not
nipple cripple.
simply attack So there were destroyed constructs. So I put on construct like a disguise or a coat, and then I charge at flail snail, and the flail snail did not seem to be very bright for something so shiny, and it thought that was what had hit it. So it killed it, and then we took it home, and that is why I bring it to you.
I
And
see.
then the Kerbals did not get upset because the shiny was mad at the dragon instead of at the grandmama.
Okay. Well, that's a lot of info to take in at once. All right.
You're a nerd. You got this. I'm not
All
there.
right. It'll take me a day or two to go through this and see how much of it's salvageable. But
It's fine. Cell just very much likes dragons. He thinks if
Yeah.
we can do something cool with dragon, it will make Dragon God happy, and he will feel good about dragon things. It's fine. If is not, it will be interesting story time anyway. I will bring you tea.
Oh, all right, that sounds nice actually. Oh, hey, how's your all's boat doing?
It got a little bit dented in storm.
Yep.
But I don't think any too much real long-term damage. But the paint job is not as spotless as it was when last we left.
Well, they don't typically last very long in most people's lines of work, unfortunately. Oh, that's the halfway timer going off. Computer stop.
Is the boat still under warranty?
We found some other weapons that we thought might be interesting to try to mount on boat. There was a ballista and a two ballista
List and a cannon, yeah.
and cannon.
Two cans.
That we
Wow.
you see, we fought some sharks under the sea, and found some weapons for boats. We were wondering how we could mount cannon on both sides of our boat. I think we could probably figure out ballista. Sally's good with
Yeah.
boats, but the cannon is too much for him to do alone, I think.
Well, let's see. Quickly thinking, ballista's not typically hard, especially if they came off of a boat, like you said. Cannons are a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
There is also the whole thing of the Navy likes to keep track of who has which cannons, so that can be a bit annoying. Make sure they're not going up against their own guns, more or less.
There's a cannon registry.
It's not so much of registry, it's more like a case of a thing of, hey, I'm not doing illegal stuff with this.
Is there
Sounds
a
like a
waiting
registry.
period for having the cannon attached?
Um,
Do they do
No.
background checks?
Do I need a Ford card?
no. The paperwork it's more of a formality, honestly, unless the only way it would be an issue is if a Royal Navy ship stopped you all and asked to see it, which doesn't happen.
Well, I'll show you my cannon.
Bow. But yeah, so tell you
Stay
what,
in your water law.
whenever you have a couple days of downtime, bring the cannon over. I'll look into it, see what I can do. I can say this with some level of confidence, though. They aren't normally cheap.
Can you be more specific?
Well, we sell a new cannon for 5,000 gold, not counting installation.
I see. Okay.
Actually, if you look in your handouts, there is a weaponry cost handout I found.
Oh, I see it.
I am curious if we decided that instead of mounting cannon, we wanted to sell cannon. Can you give estimate?
Not without seeing it. Although, if it's assuming the metal itself is in good shape, it would not be nearly that much to get one installed and repaired. It's just that's how much they sell for new.
Ah,
Like you maybe
Okay.
would be looking at 1,000 most to get one installed and repaired if the metal's in good shape.
all right.
Maybe cheaper depending on how much of it survived and how easy it is to figure out where you want it.
All right.
So,
Trivial amount of gold.
look at the price of the arcane cannon.
Yeah.
There's an arcade cannon?
Holy
It's
shit,
from
it's at the
Matt
very
Mercer.
top. I understand
It's
why he did that, because his
Yeah.
group is chaotic as fuck.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, you
Yeah.
can put a drill on it?
this was actually just the siege weaponry list,
Oh, okay.
so not everything is applicable to a boat. But
let's
I-
get our ship fitted with a trebuchet.
I mean,
hey, some of
The
the
whole
larger
boat?
the larger warships have a mangle, which is basically just a smaller form factor trebuchet.
if you give
So-
Sal the right acolyte, there will definitely be a dwarven drill in there.
No.
Hmm.
But
Can-
yeah,
Are we doing that of the break time?
I was gonna finish up this conversation, then go
Yeah,
to
let's
break
do
now.
it. Okay.
So yeah, you wrap up your conversation, you get your items, and we will pick up after a break with Tyrion and Brian talking about clothing.
Brian.
Woo.
Woo!
Yeah, take 5, take 10, take time. Go be responsible.
You heard it, guys.
Go.
Steal time. You just theft that shit right on out of there.
Yoink it. No one else needs it.
We need to make sure we file the serial number off of our cannon.
The thing that I failed to account for when I was eating earlier, is that eating after not really having eaten for like 2 days was going to make me very sleepy. So now I need coffee.
I cannot wait to put a siege tower on our boat.
I had a system figured out for you guys to have a salvage crane, so siege tower is not that far off, honestly. Response as
Managed
a
to-
no.
Yeah. I
I'm
can
also
hear it.
guessing no.
I managed to go over 10,000 steps today.
Yeah.
That's
Yay.
I don't think they can hear us because we're not showing up in the speech to text.
We never show up in that. That's Hobble's channel only, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Hobble's voice channel is the only thing that gets subtitled.
but
That's got to be confusing. Oh, they
Yeah.
can hear.
Okay. Well, they can hear now because they're back on the D&D scene.
Okay.
So the question
stop
was, could they
shit.
hear us during the cat scene?
Right,
And
but the
why
cat was
did-
there. But see, if Long could have heard the prompt that I asked whoever could hear, well, specifically Kef, but then whoever could hear to say, would have been in chat because Long enjoys that word. It's fine.
Well, we have a definitive answer of no, we cannot be heard during cat.
Now we know.
he's bad at math, but he does enjoy cheek division.
Oh God, what did I come back to?
You should just leave again. Just go. Run.
I have.
Take your
Bring back
cat.
the cat so they can't hear us anymore.
Yeah.
Cut
I
to cat scene where they cannot hear our horrendousness.
I set the cat down, and he was like, "Oh no, I'm not ready," and just bloop, nearly flipped himself. You will have to hold on to that for next time on Cat Ball Z. Ooh, no. No, I
No.
made mistakes. Nope,
No.
don't like
Nope.
that.
Nope. Nope.
That's probably against US.
Yep.
They're gone anyway. It's fine.
Anyway,
Yeah.
You gotta find them all and make a wish with them.
Ooh, that would take a long time.
anyway,
I do
we wanna
still
go
owe you
talk
for
to
that.
a noble kid about clothing now, or
Yes, let's go talk about clothing.
Real quick, can we acknowledge that Dragon Ball Z had a character and basically named Panties?
That's true.
Alright, we
and
can-
boxer
we can go
briefs.
Yes.
Had a whole family of underwear.
I have
Yep.
not seen the show. Help.
Yeah, we'll have to watch it one night.
Will we though?
We'll watch Dragon Ball Z abridged. It'll be even better.
Okay,
Yeah.
that I've heard is at least better.
Ghost.
Anyway.
Anyways.
Anyway, so
Okay. Anyway.
at this point, Tyrion has informed all of the crew about the departure, with the exception of Sir Brian, or Brian, as you all have made him
Brian.
start calling himself.
Brian, a boy.
Brian.
Boy.
But yeah. He is actually at the Wicker Goat, getting a meal. And you go in, and he sees you enter, and he waves and offers you a seat at his table, where he has a modest-sized meal that seems to be one of the higher quality
7.5.
meals in town, but it's by no means noble food.
Brian. Boy. Brian.
Yes. Yes. Can
First thing is first is we leave in about 30 hours. Second thing is first, you must be
all right.
at boat within about 30 hours. Do you
Okay.
understand point 1 and 2?
The boat's leaving in 30 hours, and I'm supposed to be on it.
Good. Point 3. We have fancy dinner party with fancy man. Captain says he has it like every week. Every other week? Every week. Something like
Galeen.
that. Yes. Sure. I do not remember fancy man's name, but that sounds about right.
Yeah, he's on the council, right? The guy who plans all the parties in town. Yeah,
Yes.
I know him.
Cool. He is having party
See this.
tonight. Yes, tonight he has party tonight, and he invited all of us. So I'm assuming that also means the crew. I did not clarify with his captain, but we will assume it is also crew.
I love Jeff's reaction to that. Like, I'm assuming the crew is also going, and it's just like, no.
So we will also need you in that 30 hours of time to help at least the officers get their shindigs in diggery in order.
You know what? Jesse actually owes me a favor. How soon can you have the officers meet me on, say, the east side of town?
How long would it take me to go to the various places and grab them all? Like,
Not long. Maybe an hour max.
should be there an hour and 15 minutes. Yeah, should be good.
All right. Meet me up by the widows, or what is Area 25 called? I should know this. I really should. Up by Area 25. Yes, that is. It's literally just called the Leap. Okay.
We'll take a leaf out of that book.
A leap.
Oh, shit.
Like,
that joke
jump.
is not as funny. Well, I've never been to one of these parties, so I guess it's a leap of faith. Anyways, I kid.
You hear him make a forced laugh because he's like, you're a higher ranking officer. Everything you say is funny unless it's not supposed to be.
So I'm going to go round them up, and I'll meet you up at the leap, and you will be helping us with this. We go to party, and then when do you come to boat?
We leave.
Exactly.
In 30 hours, yes.
Good. Yes. That was
Okay.
trick, and you passed.
I will meet you up at the leap in an hour.
Yes.
All right.
Earth Dragon just very proud of you. Good job, my boy. Good job. And I Friar tuck my ass on out of there. Whoop.
Okay.
There was something I wanted to do while I was walking back, but I don't forgot what it was, so it's neither here nor there.
If you remember, let me know. But yeah, over the course of the next 45 minutes, you gather up at least a party, and if you would like to choose the rest of the crew as well. Although I would say you gather the party first if you would like to discuss anything.
Yeah, the first thing I'm going to grab is I'm going to find Nerd Ryba, because I'm pretty sure I know where he's at. He's studying that of the booketh. And then I'm going to grab the captain. And when we go get to Grandmama, like, is it just the captain and us officers, or is it also the whole crew?
While it would be hilarious, I don't think he meant the entire crew. We're lucky that we got an invitation, honestly, from what I've heard about his parties. Unless you have a lot of money or a lot of influence, or both, you're typically not on the guest list. So I think it would be in bad form to bring the crew. Also hilarious, but probably not recommended.
Well, that's good. I did not have the faith to tell anybody until Boy, so I was very vague about that. So we're still in the clear. We're still good. We got this. Yes. I assume Boy will be coming though, because he's fancy, and he's also helping us with our clothes. Yes.
Oh. Okay.
We are going to leap. Not off boat or cliff. We're going to a place called the Leap to go get clothes for
right.
us.
Sure. Yeah. Fine.
Because I do not have any fancy clothes. I have praying clothes and I have fighting clothes. I'm pretty sure Grandmama just has fighting clothes and La Chocla.
Yes, mine are all-purpose as well, but not this particular purpose.
And Ryba, do you have anything other than nerd and fish?
Other than ropes? What do you mean?
So he has ropes and chains that excite him, and fish and robes. Oh, robe. He has robe. Only robe. One whole robe to rule them all.
Imagines Ryba in bathrobe.
My precious.
Oh God.
It's embroidered.
Yeah, like a monogrammed bathrobe that says MB for Mr. Bubbles.
Oh yes.
Perfect.
On the back it says blub blub.
The blub blub club.
All right. Well, you guys meet up with Brian at about the time. He said he's actually waiting for you all at the Leap as opposed to showing up after you all. So
I also heard rope geek, but we clarified that.
But yeah. So he kind of looks over. Heard you all got invited to Galeem's little party tonight. Always an enjoyment. Anyway, I believe Jesse owes me a favor if you all are in need, and I understand you are also in need of some more dress clothing.
Yes, I figured at least that you have your own already, seeing. Yes, and we. I have ceremonial robes which I cannot wear to this. This is not what they are for, and fighting stuff. I'm pretty sure I can't wear that either.
Well, I'll tell you right now, they're not really big on the armor and weapons aesthetic, despite how it's maybe more practical. They do enjoy their lace and their frills and their god, and it's honestly the clothing is very hot. You get used to it though.
I have a question. Do you not have armored clergymen that come where it's just like I've seen this on highfalutin, high fancies, very fancy pants. Armor wearers, where they wear like fancy breastplate that is good for looking fancy and shiny, and maybe putting your food on it. That's all it's good for.
Well, typically speaking, the gods are more of a... They're not really gods, they're more of a bouncer. They don't let the people who aren't supposed to be in, and keep the people who are supposed to be in because of... They like to do that for some reason. I've never truly understood why, but I will say the food is very good.
You do not leave until you vomit. Now get back in there and party some more.
There's no entrance fee, there's just an exit fee.
No, but yeah, he guides you all to one of the hamlets on the outside of town, and it's a 2-story building that is very I don't want to say rustic, but it's surrounded by a lot of like more stone structures, and this one's wood, so it's got a bit. It's kind of sticks out a little bit, but it definitely by no means is like this is the crack house in the neighborhood ordeal or anything. Like it's not that. It's not that. Like it just looks like they went with wood instead of stone on this one for some reason.
My brain just went to ye old crack house.
Welp.
They're cooking up some magic methyl.
Arcana check. How do I make meth?
Oh god. You roll
Oh, I
good
think I
on
actually
that.
might know how to make meth.
Oh lord.
Breaking
I'll
Club.
I'm the
we'll
one who cast the spell knock. Alright.
All right. But yeah, he goes up to the door, knocks on it, and out steps an elven figure. Rather short hair. Very not very flashy clothing, but it's very tasteful flashy, if that makes sense. Like it's obvious that they are very proud of their clothing, but they don't want to. It's not covered in glitter and says, "Look at me, I'm better than you." If that makes sense.
But it is
And
covered in
they're
glitter
More
and says I'm better
Prince
than
and
you.
less Elton John. Got it.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
This is the polos and chinos type of rich people. Got it.
Yeah. Well, this is just specifically a tailor, actually. And you hear them talking, and they come over to you and look over and like, so you all are Brian's little friends. My name is Jesse. I am the tailor for some of the more noble and higher-ranking people in town, and I understand he's calling in a bit of a favor to get you all outfitted for the party tonight. So,
Aye.
tell me, what exactly are you looking for, or should I just take my own creative freedoms?
I'm looking to not be embarrassed.
Too late for that, Captain.
Aren't we all?
I mean later, not the past. I can't do anything about that. Tyrion.
I was talking about you. You deal with us. What do you expect? Can't have nice
Well,
things.
Point.
I think it is important for me to be as pretty as possible while also not sacrificing shoulder mobility in case I need to hack something on short notice.
Oh my god, that's the most grandmama thing I think I've ever heard. I love it.
Alright, well, that is an option. I think I can work with that. Kind of looks over to Ryba. What are you thinking, if I might ask?
I think what I have is good.
What are you wearing?
Robes.
Like just
Robe.
Like arcane robes, yeah.
like very
One robe.
very obviously cult robes, or
Eh.
I'm going to take that as a yes.
make a persuasion check for me.
I'm somewhat good at those.
They kind of look up and down. Not bad. If I may make a recommendation on a couple of pieces of trim to make them seem a bit more, well, what's a good word? More.
Fancy?
You want him not to look like he just rolled off of boat
That
and,
is
and
yes.
smell like fish scales. I understand.
I am. Yes, I was
This
trying
whole
to find
town
a
smells
more.
like fish. Also, that's offensive.
And she kind of, or I'm sorry, they kind of see the necklace with Mr. Bubbles, and might be able to do something with that if it's something up your style.
Fish motif.
Actually,
Sure.
what she does, or I'm sorry, I swear I'm gonna get this right eventually. They go in and they come back out with a walking cane, actually, that has a very similar crystal on the top of it. And they pop the crystal off the top of it, and it actually fits into the little glass sphere Mr. Bubbles is in. If that's something you think you would want, as opposed to the necklace.
Well, that's a thing now. Fish pimp cane.
Yeah, I'll fish
Kane is.
again.
I'm here for Fish Pimp Kane.
Yep.
This
Fishing
is,
ain't easy.
this is
All right.
We should make shirts.
two streams we've had pimp in the stream.
All right. And they at this point look over to Tyrion. So, what is more your style? As I see you typically are more of the protection type. Any particular motif you are a fan of?
Did you say aren't or are? I'm sorry.
Either or. Just,
Okay.
let me know. Don't tell me what you like, and then I assume that's what you don't like, and then we have a whole mix-up of communication there. I've had that happen way too many times for stuck-up nobles that think they know better than me. They don't.
I am a holy man. I am generally mostly simple at these sort of things. I know one thing I definitely need. I need a cute little bow tie for him. And Pims pops his little head out of my hood. Oh my god, that sounded so bad.
You could have just let it go, and then you didn't.
Look, my brain started screaming. I couldn't help it.
Anyways, there's tiny pseudo dragon, very cute, inhabit. Let's go.
Yes, inhabit. He pops his pseudo dragon head out of the habit and like meh, makes a little meh sound.
Jeff, you're killing me.
No.
Well, that is definitely easy enough to do.
You're lucky I don't have my hoodie right now. Anyways.
Oh god. Oh my god, my brain is stuck on that.
Nope.
I will say a purple and gold cute little bow tie for him, and something that goes along with that says
Salesman of cloth is not much fancy. If he is matching the dragon, I am sure he will be very, very pleased.
ceremonial robe that is fashionable, I guess. I do not understand
I
these.
think I can work with that. And she kind of looks over to Brian. They have a little bit of quick back and forth about what he would
Hey.
need, and
Hey.
God, I swear, I literally made
Not
this
today.
character. I should be able to get this right. God, I'm
Welcome
bad
to
at
life.
this.
Pronouns
I
are hard.
apologize. They are. Yeah. So they have a little back and forth with Brian. They have their conversation. Essentially, he ends up agreeing just to wear something that he already has on the boat, which he didn't try to cut the frills off of, as a just in case. And yeah, essentially, they go inside and they just ask you to wait. They invite you inside because they say it should not take them that long to get your all's clothing together. Honestly, so they they offer you some tea, a couple cookies, very hospitable. And they go off into a back room, and there's a flurry of fabric and magic and all this, that, and the other. And when they come back, for Merrick, there is a very, very fine and regal captain's coat in your color of choice. As well as it has a couple pockets on the inside, should you want to hide something in there, like, I don't know, a stabby thing? Because, that has its uses for a ship captain.
Make it red so I can practice my stabbing. Ha ha!
Alright,
I knew that was coming.
yeah. For Yelena, I'm going to apologize for from here on out, because I don't know fashion, like, at all. Like, I've literally wore a hoodie every day since I was a freshman in high school.
That's what it's called. Haha, I found it. Sorry, keep
So-
going. I'll show you an example in a second.
So essentially, what you end up getting is one of those kind of like one of those sleeveless dresses, but one of the ones that has like pants on the inside of it as well, and it does have pockets because I know that's a thing people appreciate. No spot to hide a battle axe, unfortunately.
You can you cannot have everything.
It does have a couple of thunder motifs on it though, like where there might be like a ring on a shoulder. It's a storm cloud, and there's like a blue, like kind of pattern woven throughout it that every once in a while catches the light like a lightning bolt. Ryba, you end up getting essentially your robes but fancier
Oh boy,
because that's what you asked for. I mean,
this is my style.
it is, and
Feather boa? No? That's fine.
Oh, I
A
need him
formal dashiki.
That's what I was thinking it was, and I was like, I know what this is called, but my brain was
Okay,
like, yeet.
you spelled it very interestingly, but it's fine.
all right. Well, that makes my life a lot easier for the next description because
That's straight
so-
out of Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oops. Oh,
and
well.
Tyrion, you end up getting one of those in a purple with a gold scale pattern amongst for the highlights, and having more of a just on the back. It the pattern kind of flows down, so it looks kind of more like dragon wings.
Sweet.
And you get a matching pair of pants, and all that jazz. And it's a very, very nice, very regal, and between the four of you, y'all actually kind of look like you came from money.
Deception check.
We'll get there.
Yay.
Read the king.
So, yeah. Also, if there are any other accessories you all would specifically like to request, now would be the time. Like, I don't know, say a hat for the captain's coat to go with it, or something like that. That's just the first example that came to mind. So,
Can I get a cravat for Samuel?
sure. What is that?
Think Fred.
It's like a really frilly neck thing.
Yeah, think
Oh,
think Fred from Shaggy and the Gang. That little thing on his neck.
That's an
Ye-
ascot.
No.
no, yeah.
Cravat's like a little tie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oops.
But no, any little accessories like that you all would want for your own outfit or a companion's outfit, easy enough to do. Put in a little request. So you get your little bow tie for your pseudo dragon. And
That joke cake is definitely for Jills.
Yep.
The cardiovascular system is a work of artery, but it is also very vain.
Very
Really vain.
yeah.
Ooh.
Can't beat that one.
But yeah. So you guys get your outfits sorted out, and Jesse kind of sits back, takes a look. I like him. Think y'all should fit right in, clothing wise at least.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, you don't exactly act like a noble, but I mean, you look the part.
It's true. I just don't give enough of a shit.
Actually, I think my problem is you give too much of one, but for the things that they wouldn't care about.
Fair.
Anyway,
We have something in common. We both like money.
but maybe you'll fit in more of them than I thought.
There we go.
Just
Find the
because,
common ground.
just because you're pirate does not mean you're same type of pirate.
Also true. I'm much smarter than all of them.
I will agree with this.
Well, I honestly wish I was going to be a little fly on the wall for this excursion. It'd be quite entertaining.
You do excellent work, Jesse.
Thank you. If you are ever in need of a touch-up, stain removed, get blood out of it, I don't judge. No. I understand that the seafaring life is eventful and not typically one of much safety. So, if you need any modifications, fixes, or just general other outfits, you know where to find me.
Thank you.
Like,
I
thank
am
you very
very
much.
excited about how much I can move my shoulders.
Yeah.
Get those bingo wings a flapping.
Oof.
Yeah,
Oof.
So you guys make your way back into town. Brian takes a quick detour by the boat to go grab his outfit, and it's actually the outfit that he was in the application office with, but with a couple more accessories that he managed to keep. So, and it's it's very obviously like it's a fancy outfit, but comparatively with what you all are wearing now, it doesn't stand out as any more or less fancy. Well,
Nice.
Fancy dancy.
so let's see. His dinners are usually about 7 or 8, so we've got a couple. We probably got about 45 minutes to kill. Um, I'm gonna take a guess and say this is probably the first party like this you all have been to. No.
Yes.
All right.
At least
Yes.
for me. I don't know about the others, but I guess you're.
All right.
People don't tend to like having me close to expensive things. Something about my temper, I don't understand.
Well, I will go ahead and warn you now that they do typically like to keep weapons off of the property grounds during the events. So,
It's okay.
just
I have my shoes.
Grandmama, stop telling people that.
all right. Well, um, I guess we could go if you all would like, or we've got some time to kill if you want to do something else instead beforehand. No?
Grandma
Alright.
needs stilettos, that way she can do piercing damage.
Oh god, no.
Hell yeah.
Hey, if you want to go ahead and have them for the sake of this.
Hell yeah.
Grandma's gonna break
Alright.
an ankle walking.
So, yeah,
Let's
you
change
guys.
left.
La
Shankla.
Shankla, indeed. Except, wait, next check.
Okay, Grandma
Oh, no.
walking heels.
11
heel.
with Dex modifier? I'm not sure. Apparently, I need Tyrion's arm, I think. Like, to hold on to?
Yeah.
So as not to fall down while learning to walk in stilettos?
I figured you were not just going to detach my arm.
Wouldn't it be more like Tyrion's head? Because, dwarf?
I mean, they're half dwarf.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, is my grandson. I'm half dwarf.
A question, though, that I've always wondered. I always see Grandma as shorter than me. Is she, or is she taller than me? Because half orc, half dwarf.
Grandmama's height is something I can look up.
I know that feeling with a very, very familiarity.
3 feet 7 inches.
Oh, I thought you were. I thought you had more of the orc height. Okay.
The character is mechanically a half orc, but we went half orc, half dwarf. So just like a half orc, but dwarf size.
Wow. Okay.
So dwarves are like the corgis of people.
I am okay with being
Not wrong.
dwarf of corgi of people. What is corgi? I'm okay with being the corgi of the peoples.
Light green skin, white hair with like some gray streaks in it, 3 feet 7 inches tall, and all of 65 pounds.
Okay, yeah. Grandma is the same. Grandma is shorter than me, so yeah, Grandma will take arm.
Okay. So
Are they shorter than you in the heels?
I don't know how tall
Depends how tall the heels are.
Yeah.
You asked for him, you're called.
Enough that 11 means that there is a hard time walking in them, means at least 4 inches.
So you're 3'9" right now?
No, I'm 3'11 right now.
Sorry. So yes, you would be just like an inch or two shorter than me still.
The heels in a free rage.
Grandma's going to roll her ankle, and oh my god, this is going to be bad.
Alright. So, you guys slowly make your way over to Gleaner's.
Longshot levels of math, says Longshot.
You guys slowly make your way
Yeah,
over to the manor, and it is very clearly a rich person party scene. You know, nice white fence, a bunch of aristocratic people drinking champagne over by the river, very faint sound of a string quartet. It's honestly kind of torturous.
It's just been a horrible time in the fishing business this season.
Yes, quite. I've had to branch out into also selling shellfish.
Oh, how dreadful.
Oh my god, make it stop. Grandmama, I might need one of those heels.
So yeah, you guys go up to the gates, and there is a guard there in a very fashion over form attire with armor and everything, and more of a show weapon. Like those of you with martial proficiency realize that thing would essentially, if he messed up a cut with that, it would shatter. Like it's purely there for aesthetics. It's like a ball katana basically.
As we pass each of these poor guards, I'm going to just very obviously, the Earth Dragon blesses you with that nothing bad will happen because your armor looks like shit. You're going to get beat. But you are blessed by my god, so you should be good. Everything should be good.
Most of them ignore that.
Please tell me
and
they're
you-
like the British guards, they just kind of like don't
Some of
move.
them. So you guys get up to the guy.
As the word shit comes out of your mouth, Grandmama trips on purpose and knees you in the back of your leg.
Do I go down from that?
I don't know.
I roll a nat.
Roll a dex save.
It's going to be a nat 1 because it was paid for. So yes, I definitely go down from that.
All right. Well, that happens. You get back up.
Well, for the god's sake, you would think you would be more stable being that low to the ground.
Alright, I
you
will have
guys-
Grandmama come after you next time and we will see how this goes. Grandmama, you just attacked a holy man in front of a bunch of people that don't know any better. Stop it.
You guys make your way up to the main gate, and there is a person there with a list, and he's kind of going through, and there's a little bit of a line, and Merrick, you would recognize some of the names that are in front of you as, like, the top wealthiest people in town. Because you're familiar with the service records and all of that stuff, and a lot of these names you recognize from that paperwork of these guys make a lot of money. And he gets up to you guys, and the guard kind of looking through his paperwork and doesn't even look up from it initially, and he goes, "Names."
Beeblebrock.
Merrick Bilgewater.
Kind of flips through, and he just kind of takes a second. Oh no. Kind of looks up. Oh, you all, you're the special guest from the council meeting earlier today, correct?
Aye.
I was told to send you all in and no questions asked, so there you go.
Well, you've already asked one, but we're not gonna hold that against you. Walk in.
One thing that is also worth noting, did you guys drop your weapons off before you got here?
Sure.
That was a conversation that was had, so
Well,
yes.
there was a conversation of typically people don't like weapons here, and there was a guy right behind him that checks weapons. But after hearing who you all are, he doesn't attempt to. So if you tried to sneak anything in, you just snuck it in without even trying. because they don't check. You all.
Yeah, I mean, I
specifically.
keep daggers on me at all times.
I will
So.
admit I probably left the light crossbow, and the morning star at the place of boatage, but the holy symbol focus, I definitely did not leave that, and the mace I probably have hidden up where my shield is. Plus, I got a little baby.
I don't have anything. I am the weapon.
Yeah.
You're like a monk, but magic.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I can just see that going well.
You guys go in and don't immediately see anybody you recognize. So, and also Brian does get in behind you with minimal efforts. Again, going back to how you first met him with the regalness in his voice and the full title, and basically he instantly went from "I'm working on a boat" to "I'm a noble and I know I'm better than you." I'd like the drop of a hat. So,
Neat.
you guys have the party to explore if you would so like.
Food and alcohol. Where are those things?
All right. There
I don't
is
care about these people.
I'm gonna treat this like a real party. Are there any pets?
That's
give
not
me-
hidden in my hood.
Merrick, easy enough to find. There's like a full buffet and bar over by the one side of the yard.
Open bar?
No one seems to really be paying the guy, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, just you ask for a drink, it's delivered. There's no money that exchanges hands.
Not a coin bar.
Yeah.
Merrick, all the open bars bring Merrick to the yard.
And they're like, "It's better north."
Once you
I
go up
want
to
to
the bar,
see what I can learn about Brian and whatever.
Okay.
Inconspicuously.
All right. So quick thing, bar. They ask for names at it, but once you mention that you're from the council meeting, they just give you whatever you want. So I imagine you're wasted by the end of this.
I feel like he's wasting the last hour.
Cube, give me a perception
Yeah.
check.
Sure, I'm bad at those.
And Yelena, give me whatever charisma check you think you would use to get information.
Uh.
All right, Cube. There's a golden retriever inside.
Oh, I pet it.
The party is outside and the dog is inside.
Oh, okay.
You still pet it. I'm assuming you broke in just to pet a golden retriever.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I want to, like, pretend that I'm not paying attention to everything Brian is doing, while also paying attention to everything Brian is doing. So,
Alright.
performance?
If you're doing it that way, I was assuming you were going to ask around.
No.
If you're doing it that way, it would be either probably a stealth check, actually.
Okay. That's a crit success. 22.
I don't need to check his passive then. Okay. Easy enough to do. He, over the course of the night, goes, rubs shoulders, flaunts his nobility like anyone else. There is one person there seems to be like one group of people that are talking in particular that he starts to go up to, that he then notices someone in the group and turns and doesn't approach them.
It's the X.
So,
run away.
So that's about the only notable thing there.
That's a no dog.
Yeah.
Who's that person?
Can
I tell?
Out of the group, there does appear to be in the group, for the most part, it looks like stuck-up nobles from the town. There is one person in like a regal navy outfit that seems to stand out of that group.
Okay.
So, anyway, you doing anything, Tyrion? Want to make sure I hit everybody at least once before I start doubling back.
First, I'm going to the buffet, and I am grabbing some small chunks of meat to hide in my abbot hood. I'm assuming this one has one of those.
It would have pockets if not.
Yeah. And just leaving those for Pims to nom on, and then I am going to just walk around while daintily eating food, just people watching.
Okay. Looking for anything in particular, or just kind of getting a feel for the crowd?
Pretty much.
All right. The feel of the crowd is this is rich people talking about rich people to other rich people.
So, like, can I figure out who Brian's family is? And why he might want to be on our boat, and whether his family is going to cause us problems later? These are the sorts of things I am trying to ascertain.
Make an investigation check.
Well, that's gonna go fucky. 14 minus 1. 13.
So you don't find out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that the person that he seemed to avoid, not family, but is employed by his family.
Okay.
So that is about all you can ascertain with that, though.
Okay.
Anyway, I saw Jeff had a question.
Yep. One other thing that I want to do while I am at the bar and buffet, is there anyone I'd like to look out for anyone in the group that I might have noticed with shady paperwork in the past.
All right.
Is there anyone here that was like below board kind of deal that I just kind of glossed over because I don't care about my job that much?
Make a history check.
That's gonna be a 12.
Nothing jumps out right away. You're kind of thinking back, and there is like one set of paperwork that kind of clicks in your mind that's like the amount of cargo they said they transferred, yet the amount of money that those transferred for that did not line up, but you can't remember an exact name. So.
Okay.
So. Anyway, Ryba, did you want to do something with the dog?
I pet it.
Okay. You pet
and then
the
I
dog.
force myself to go back to the party and socialize.
The dog is happy.
Hell yes.
Yeah. Party's over, guys. We're good. We're done. We can go home now.
After about 20 minutes of you guys intermingling and finding out what you can, you see Anders and Galeen up on an upper balcony of his manor, and Galeen comes out, gives a declaration of the party, thanking everyone for being there. And, he goes on this long spiel about how this town was built on the backs of people, and that this kind of lifestyle, while lavish, should not forget of the people who live in this town that are less fortunate, blah, blah, blah. I'm a rich person, I'm better than you. Let's think about the other people or something.
Let's pretend we think about the other
Yeah.
Virtue signaling, got it.
As this conversation is
Alignment
happening,
signaling?
as he's having his little speech, each of you individually, one by one of the servers comes to you and says you all are invited inside. Which is worth noting because no one else is going inside.
Nice.
So.
Okay.
After his declaration, do he and Anders have a more private conversation on the balcony before these invites and movement happen?
They have a couple words. It was nothing. Right, you have what's your? You can read lips, can't you?
I can.
Nothing super fancy. More or less, just something along the lines of, but the guy at the front said they're here. I'll invite them inside. We'll talk then, fill them in, try to make sure this goes by the book and all that jazz. So, nothing super cryptic or super weird. Just
Was there a certain connotation to they're here, like they're here, or like oh good they're here?
Make an insight check. Are we about to get a screaming? Oh, Pondo's about to scream.
It's a 25.
Relief from Anders. Inquisitive from Galir or Galeen. Sorry, I keep calling him Galir because that's the name of someone in one of the D&D podcasts I've been listening to lately. So
Okay.
So yeah. So you guys make your way inside to the grand dining hall, and there's a feast just as large on the table inside, with 6 chairs as there were as the feast outside.
Wow.
So
I regret filling up on finger food.
you were only out there for about 20 minutes. So
Okay.
if you can fill up on finger food in 20 minutes, I mean, actually no, that's entirely possible, isn't it?
Fingers are not very filling.
But yeah, so at this point, Anders and Galeen come down, and Galeen kind of looks over. I see you all managed to make it.
I just
Hopefully
love the
the
fact that
party-
there's cat paws on Jill's face of no,
Yeah.
stop.
Hopefully the festivities out front weren't too much. I understand that this is a bit of a different life than you all lead, but either way, please have a seat. We have some. There's some stuff to discuss still, I believe. So, you guys, you all take a seat, and
Is this the
These-
same building with the dog?
it is
I pet it again.
That dog's gonna get so fat. It's just feeding him under the table.
the dog.
I'm done.
The dog is happy. So, I feel like our discussion at the city council this morning was less than information-full and more of a case of, we would like you to go do this, yes. We would like you to go do this, go do it. So, consider this an opportunity for some questions to hopefully be answered and any clarifications be made that we can. So,
All right. So we got a scroll from Kalidic. The rather large wizard that you sent us to. That'll help us
Calisthenics.
understand Draconic, but I kind of get the feeling there's more to this story since we got invited to a fancy party where you're going to tell us more to the story.
well, it's more or less going just into some more detail, and I guess a more formal request to, I guess, reiterate that if these lizard folk do not want a war with us, don't start one. I feel like that's a given, but I want to stress that. Also, we managed to get some info out of that sea elf fellow that and he kind of motions over to Anders, and he kind of
Okay,
speaks
I
up.
really like that one.
Yeah, we
that one was really good.
we're hoping that given your all's involvement, that some more of this might make some sense with you all comparative to what we have, since, well, we weren't on the boat he was found. So
How did the bird break into the house?
And
with a crow
essentially, they fill you in
bar.
that his name is Oceanus. He's from a tribe of sea elf called the Manan, which are about 20 miles southeast of Saltmarsh underwater. From a distance, their tribe have noticed the traveling of the smuggling ship to and from a area of coastline that's supposedly deserted and abandoned and no one lives on. So they keep they sent him in order to try and figure out what this ship is doing and why. He managed to actually sneak aboard the ship at its home port. Could not get a name, unfortunately, for he did not speak common and did not understand where he was at the time. So that was unfortunate. He did not mention anything about lizard folk, though, except for the fact he saw a couple on the boat after you all had let him out. But he did narrow down the bit of coastline a bit more, since, again, any map that should have led to where this was is lost to the sea on the ship that was probably used for target practice. So, and he kind of reaches over and hands a map, a semi-crude map to one of you guys that, well, Merrick, you recognize because you searched the desk in the captain's quarters, and there's basically this exact map in there.
No, okay, cool.
So you know.
But does it have like a mark? Does it have any extra marks on it for where stuff is, or it's pretty much identical? It's the same marking.
It's a little bit of a more zoomed out map. It shows it's not as zoomed in. Like, it shows a general coastline area, but you definitely recognize the coastline as the area in that smaller map you found. So
okay.
So, and they kind of look over, and well, I guess this is just also more of a case of I want to get to know the people who are representing Saltmarsh in a diplomatic mission. So, I figured the best way to do that is over a good dinner and some fine wine.
Well, I certainly appreciate food and fine wine. And I know I mean, we've worked together in the past, not quite as frequently as Anders and I worked together, but I know you understand my history.
I do.
And you understand that my history doesn't really lend itself well to direct confrontation, so I'm not aiming to start any war between anyone.
That is reassuring. And quite honestly, I believe that part of the thought process in sending you was specifically that a direct confrontation would be a downside for you, to help encourage a more, I don't want to say civil, but less violent approach.
Certainly.
So anyway, what of? Oh God, sorry.
They were dealing with with that other captain that we brought in. So maybe I know that Ryba and I can make ourselves appear as other people. Maybe we could use that to our advantage and try to get more information out of them.
Out of Old Snake Eyes. Good luck with that. You're more than welcome to try, but I don't know exactly how much he'll say.
I think we could give him a few suggestions. Hey, Ryva?
I don't get it.
I know, it's fine. It's a good thing you're pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Well, what of the rest of you then? Because as Medic mentioned, I've had the privilege of working with him for a couple of months, but this is the first time I'm meeting you all, the three of you, formally.
Well, I am Yelena, and this is my grandson Tyrion. We I people keep me around more for my my brawn than much else, but I make a mean cup of tea.
And good
All
coffee to
right.
wake you up in the morning.
This is true, and I like to crochet sweaters. S-
Holy
right, we
shit.
put on fancy clothes, or I would make Sally show you sweater, but it's wrong time now.
I thought you said spiders, and I was like, no, Grandmama,
Sweater.
no.
That's what I
Sweater.
heard.
Sorry.
I am
make
here
a
for
smoother.
I am here for crocheting spiders.
Please, no.
I mean, I could do that steak.
No.
I really could.
Let's, no, no, let's not, no. That's a no from me, dog. No.
Well, and he goes from looking at Yelena to Tyrion. Well, Tyrion, is it?
That is correct. I am Tyrion. I am man of the Earth Dragon, clergy. I am a holy man, and this is Pims. And little dragon tail just waves.
That's quite honestly adorable. It's so tiny. Where'd you find him?
On trip to find some supplies that was needed for the Earth Dragon. It basically holy mission. I went on a crusade and I came back without murdering anybody.
Well, that bodes well for the coming mission the town is sending us to all on. Looks over to Bryba. What about you? Tell me a little bit more about yourself.
I'm Rabba. I'm completely normal and not in a cult.
Yep.
I see.
You want a charisma check?
I kind of do.
Okay.
I'm thinking specifically deception, though. So.
Oh no.
Oh, which one works the best? I'll just
Well,
give you straight
here's
charisma.
the hold on. Like you're not
Oh.
you're not technically in a cult right now. So.
Oh, okay.
So,
I
Stay
meant to
away
make that
from me,
past
puss.
do you have proficiency in persuasion?
No, just
Okay.
deception and intimidation.
So you would have rolled a 12 even if it was persuasion. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So he kind of looks at you. Is like,
Okay.
all right. Anything else about yourself that you would care to share?
Nope.
Okay. You mentioned you had a crew, right? So I imagine you would be traveling by sea for this little voyage, no?
Aye.
Right. Well, I guess that we can go ahead and put word out to not worry about the caravan, in case you all need that. We like to have our options covered. So, well, oh, actually, that brings up a good question. You have a boat, right? What kind? I'm curious.
I don't. As a player, I don't know the technical term for it.
I believe
boat.
it boat. That is accurate. I don't actually think it has a technical term where it's kind of like a gray area between two. So,
We have a fine vessel named the Storm's Fury.
well, sounds sounds well, and the crew well and all that keeping.
Aye, they had we in our last crusade, as it were, we ran into a bit of a storm out in sea, and they performed admirably.
It's always good. It's always good. Well, I feel like I've been asking a lot of questions and haven't exactly given an opportunity to answer any. So, if you do have any, by all means, speak up. And it can be about the town, about me, about, I'm feel like I'm prodding a bit much and would be rude to not let you prod back, so to speak.
Ooh.
Oh, indeed.
Not.
Um,
Are you coming on to me?
Not yet.
No.
You got to work a little harder, Ryba.
Ooh.
I um I am curious. Where do you come from? What is you? Wait, was this the guy who was the? This is the local guy, right? Never mind. This is not the.
Yeah, no. This guy is a local.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. I was thinking that this was the warrior looking guy, but this
No,
is not.
no.
This is
Not him.
this is
No.
Captain Party.
Yep.
Captain Party.
Well,
I mean,
I'm
you're
not wrong.
You're not.
Like an LMFAO album. Anyways,
But yeah. So
uh, your your family is from Saltmarsh, yes?
it is. I'm more recent. I left in my younger years to try and make a name for myself elsewhere, and ended up coming back and made a name for myself here more than I ever thought I could. So I it's very close and very much a place I consider home. And I won't lie, the fishing exports are usually quite profitable if you can put up with them.
The there is call for uh the yep, this is not gonna sound as good as I meant it to. Is it, there is call for salt Martian fish for many miles around here. So yes, you have clearly built a reputation.
I have. It's been an experience, that's for certain.
Ooh. Uh, it is very nice a home that you have built here. Who are the the families that one who is involved in town comes to know well?
Well, um, I am not to sound like I'm bragging on myself, but I handle a lot when it comes to this town for the sake of the festivities and the local traditional gatherings. One of which is actually not too far off, which should be a fun time.
Tell me about it. What
Uh,
can we expect?
well, we're planning it still this year. I'm sure you overheard some of it. Someone wants to bring in a thing called a dunk tank. I don't know what it is. It sounds stupid, but someone else says it's a fun time. For a copper, you get to throw a ball at. A, I think they said throw a ball at a piece of wood, and if the piece of wood gets hit, someone else gets thrown in the water. I don't understand it, but
This sounds like childhood game that I have played before.
oh well. Glad someone else has heard of it because I never have.
It well, you see, sometimes it was game of strength among my family, where the young ones would stand along pier or along edge of boat, and someone would throw a piece of fruit, maybe coconut, and try, if they hit you hard enough, you fall into lake. Sometimes it leaves a bruise, but much prowess to be had for being able to throw hard enough to knock person into water. I now realize as I am speaking that this is not the sort of game
Hi,
that
Pamela.
you might find as interesting as I did as young child. I apologies.
It's the one that we played at the event, the charity event that time, Grandma. The one we had to make nicer because we had little kids doing it, and their
Yes,
aim is
then
around ball size,
we change
ball
it
area.
because we not want to hurt people. Other people from other backgrounds sometimes do not take as nicely to being struck with objects. I understand. Now we strike proxy object and drop you in cold water instead is fun.
You just kind of get a deer in the headlights look at him from him.
It is fun. I swear, it sounds terrible, but it is quite fun in moment. It just hindsight does not sound good, especially if children are playing, because one, if they are being dunked, children are very easily spooked, and also, if they are one throwing, they tend to aim in the sensitive bits. And Tyrion has some PTSD flashbacks going on his face.
Legs close tighter together immediately. Little wiggling.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was an eventful train of thoughts.
I'm sure that's been a great string of stories to convince you that the dunk tank is a great idea. I'm sure of it.
I am sorry. I am sorry. I may be more. My version may be a little bit more violent than what you are considering. In fact, I am certain it is.
I did not know that young dwarves played dodge nut like that. That seems a little bit strange game to play.
Yeah, he is. He's done a lot of practicing. It's coming out really well.
Dwarkish customs are strange for you. I understand.
It is like Orcish game of Rochambeau.
All right. Well, anyway, you did ask about other notable families. The Solmos and emotions to Anders, they are quite prominent in certain aspects. Actually, Anders' mother, what was her name? Okay, I know it's in here. Hold on. This is stuff I didn't think would come up, so I didn't bother reading it, and yet here we are.
You should know better. This is us.
I should know better.
It was Andrea.
Oh, it literally doesn't act. Oh no, her name was Petra. Okay.
Petrol?
Petra.
Revenge.
Petrol.
Got it.
Yeah.
Set her on fire. Got it.
His mother Petra unfortunately recently passed, and she held his council seat for several terms before him. And he kind of goes to continue on, but sees that Anders isn't super comfortable with the conversation. Anyway, and of course there are the families that are pretty much everyone out in the courtyard right now is notable in one way or another, but
Indeed, if we spend much more time here, I am sure I will learn to speak to and become acquainted with many of them, and we will have positive experiences together. I promise not to strike any of them with firm fruits.
Yes, please do not strike any in their firm fruits with firm fruit. Very bad.
Yes, just don't hit nobility in their bits with anything. Would be a good idea.
I did not say in the bits. This was your idea. I did not say that is called the no square. If you hit someone in no square, you are disqualified.
Understood.
Yep.
Galeem just kind of grabs a glass of wine and just starts drinking.
Mood.
So at a polite chug speed.
Would historically, since I was kind of involved in some of the trade dealings of the town, and I might have asked this before when it came up, and I apologize if I haven't gotten an answer and forgotten it. But the have we gotten reports of lizard folk interfering with shipments, or ships that were going to the southeast suddenly disappearing, anything like that?
The only thing that even is remotely in that area, which is, as far as you all know, not even remotely connected, was just kind of like a one-off comment you heard. There was rumor of a couple of skeletons 15 miles past where you all are supposed to go in an area they want to make a trade route. That's literally the only thing in that area. All of this is new info.
Okay, so it's not like a normal trade route for anything that comes to or from Saltmarsh in this direction.
No.
Okay.
Like, there is definitely a major trade route near there, but there's no stop in the area where this ship has reportedly been stopping. Because as far as people know, that's just the middle of marshland. There's nothing out there.
Okay.
Anyway, for the sake of time, since it is almost, well, actually, we are supposed to be wrapping up soon. Do you all have any particular questions you want answered about the town, the people, the council, the mission, anything? I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to ask questions if you had them.
What is the dog's name? No, I'm joking.
I'm interested.
Fluffy.
What does Fluffy
It's
say?
Fluffy.
Fluffy.
Have you? You should actually hold on. And he whistles, and 3 golden retriever puppies come bounding down some stairs.
Holy shit.
Oh,
There you
little tiny doggos.
So you have 1 adult golden retriever and 3 golden retriever puppies now, Ryla.
No.
Like to pet. But you only have 2 hands. What will you do?
I need a spell from
I'll
her
pet
hand.
the other one.
No, that's when you hug them and you just ambush pet them. We lose Raiba in fluff of
I cast
Golden Retriever.
Edvard's Black Tentacles to pet.
No.
No.
I don't even have that spell.
Anyway, so as your dinner's wrapping up, if you all have no more no questions that you want asked, he does I just remembered, and he goes off for a moment and comes back and hands a piece of cloth to you, Merrick. If you're going to be on our behalf for diplomatic reasons, we believe you should have one of these.
It's a flag.
He hands you specifically the High Saltmarsh flag. As in, this is like one of the higher ranked ships in the Salt. If Saltmarsh needs a navy for some reason, this would be one of the higher ranked ships.
I mean, considering we've been talking about pimps for like 2 days, two D&D streams, we really shouldn't be swallowing anything in the next 2 streams. Bam.
But yeah, so
Yeah, especially since we had, heads popping out of hoods earlier in the game also.
But, yeah, so you all have a flag that officially says you are on a mission for Saltmarsh. You have a very fine, very fancy dinner that is, of course, very large foods that are definitely not going to sit well in the morning, but such is the price of nobility. And you all are essentially given as much anything alcoholic as you want. So
Nah, I gotta sail tomorrow. I'm not gonna get too smashed.
Becky
Um.
wants. No, that's not Becky. That's Merrick. It's fine.
Merrick wanna smash.
Hey Becky, you want some?
But yeah, so you guys
No,
finish the party. It is quite enjoyable. You meet back up with Brian, who seems to have enjoyed himself.
Ooh.
And has also possibly made a couple of contacts for some cargo missions if you all need something to do in some downtime.
Wow, super helpful.
And he essentially says it as a thank you for taking him on and taking the risk.
Oh,
So
That's mostly because we didn't have to pay him.
Thank you.
this is the best
Thank you,
investment
for the
ever
follow.
in a crew member.
may have had a small heart attack.
Minus maybe the one crew member that knows what she's doing.
I like
That's
her.
a real good investment too.
So you have stuck-up rich kid that just happens to have lucked his way through boats and actual qualified person, and everyone else is just kind of meh.
I mean,
Yeah.
so far that hasn't really been a stand. Wait, there was the one the halfling
Yep,
shit,
they
I can't
have
Portia. The halfling is Portia.
Portia, yeah. That's my time.
Druid.
Never mind. But yeah, she's a druid that might be able to
Does weather
help with
things.
weather stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Just not category 4 hurricanes, but something else probably.
hey, she could tell you where it was. It's over there.
You mean where that wall of water is? Alright, got it. Cool.
Hey, I never said it was super useful. But yeah, you guys go to bed, call it a night, and you'll in the morning, or I guess you technically would in the morning, so have 12 hours before you were asked to leave. So you will have
spend the time
Yep.
procuring
I just-
provisions.
I just dropped all of my dice in my trash can.
Whoops.
Oh no.
Oh,
I
that's
wonder. I wonder if there is any. I want to ask. What's his nuts? Is there this is strange question. I understand that this is strange question, but I was wondering if you have any concerns about any local terrors or any thugs that need handling, a thing that could perhaps by some strapping individuals be cared for in about 12 hours tomorrow, where we could knock some heads together, practice sharpening our combat skills, because this is good thing to practice working together, and I like experience points, and we're close to level 4. I'm just asking questions.
Good call.
And you're asking the council member specifically? All right, so nothing. He essentially
Do you know
says,
anyone who might have problem like this that we could help solve? We like to be of service.
not offhand.
Give us a fucking side quest.
I mean,
He does mention that for this festival they're planning, there's usually a fighting tournament.
oh.
So that'll be fun, and yeah, he doesn't really know much in the way of in the way of side quests at the moment.
Maybe tavern has rats.
I mean,
great
going to
big
be a
rats.
diplomat to lizard folk is kind of a big deal, and they kind of want you to focus on that because again, they don't want just a bunch of lizard folk rolling up on the town and killing everybody.
Speaking of that, I know we're trying to wrap up. Sorry, question just came to mind.
It's cool.
Do they happen to have any kind of, like, official statement that they could prepare? Like, hey, we're the town of Saltmarsh. We would like to trade with you. We're a very commerce-heavy town and would like friendly trade agreements with you. Like, anything like that that's gonna...
They can
Trade
have
shiny
one.
rock for fish.
They can have one before you leave. If you would like.
Yeah. Let's get one of those, just so we have, so we can be an official ambassador, so to speak.
Okay. And you do still have your sending stone to Anders if worse comes to worse. So.
They're hostile. Sorry, they tried to kill us. We're on our way back. You can respond to this message.
They tried to kill us. They're all dead now. Problem solved.
That sounds more like one of our messages.
Anyway, so I will go ahead and wrap up tonight with a teaser, actually, for what you all are in for.
Great.
Because I'm not looking forward to part of this.
Oh, okay.
That's what you're looking forward to.
Oh, so this is going to get real diplomatic. I gotcha. All right.
I see a lot of diplomacy here.
Oh my god!
Yeah, there's
it's
a lot of diplomacy happening in a map like this.
This just gives me flashbacks to when we stole the egg from the other campaign.
Honestly, though, it is diplomatic. It's just, this is the layout, and it's a big map, so you guys are going to have to bear with me a little bit.
Oh no, is my pen's gonna get turned into stone too? Ah, I don't like this.
We have Earth Dragon, and now we have Dungeon. It's perfect.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a little bit of a
boy.
teaser. So yeah, we will pick up with you guys setting sail towards the supposed lizard folk area, which may or may not exist, even though I just showed you the map of it.
Right. Yep. Nope.
Nope. So yeah, we will pick up there next week.
And on that note, this is Steak. He's our DM. He's doing a great job of voices. Look what practice
Hi,
does.
Cat. Hi, Cat. Hi. Okay, bye.
He talks to cat.
He does talk to cats.
Okay, my cat wants out.
This is
My stream.
Perfectus. He is doing the face thing again, and I want to make that like a jump scare on my stream, but it might be problematic. It might give someone a heart attack. Jills, yeah.
Hi, hello. I'm here, but it's fine.
She is la
It is weird.
grandmama. She throw la chocla.
Sometimes I do
Schmitz.
indeed throw chancla at enemies or at friends, or sometimes I throw very firm fruits. Apparently,
In
People's
tournament,
fruits.
she be La Champla.
Oh my god.
But,
And this is Dad
I
of
just got
Corgo's-
back, and that's the first thing I hear.
This is Dad of Corgo's Dr. Cube. We don't
Hi,
know what
I
he's a
have dogs.
doctor of. But he's a doctor of
dogs.
something. Doctor of dogs. We
I
make
am not
the-
a dog doctor.
You're not a doctor that's a dog?
Sure.
Or
Bork, bork. We have happy
Love
times
bork.
entertaining you. We will see you all next time. Maybe more pimps, maybe more balls, maybe more, who knows. Bye now.